Hello all. Before we begin the video, let's discuss CloudFoundation. CloudFoundation is the premier online training platform to help individuals and organizations gain knowledge and skills in the ever-growing cloud computing industry.
Script. Schedule script task script ID parameter ID deployment. Yeah, you have this check status thing also, right? So task dot check status and then you provide the task ID there. So you have task dot check status. So this will give you a response. Let's say, if you have submitted a schedule script, this will give you a response that it is running or completed or, like if it is not even started, if it is in pending states you can now. What happens is I'll tell you a scenario. You work on a piece where you call a schedule script from a suite, from a user event, for that matter. But you have a functionality functionality to perform that you continue your suite. User events execution only after suite. Let's schedule. Script is complete. So let's say you created this task. You submit the task, and its script execution starts. But you should not continue with the execution of the remaining piece of user event until the schedule script execution is complete. So in that case, what you do? You can check the status. And if the status is complete, then only continue. Otherwise you'll have to wait and keep checking the states. So that is where you generally use the check status thing, but which is a very real scenario. I don't think anybody waits for the execution, but you will hardly see a scenario like that. Okay, now, using the task thing, you can do all of that right. So you can do this native CSE import also, which is, you can generate a file. Maybe you can generate a file also. You can create a file, or you can use an existing file. Do a CSE import, and then it will start doing that CSE import in the back end. So all that can be achieved. So, for example, using a schedule script from user event, or could be anything. Yeah, could be from suite, let also. So if you want to call a schedule script from suite, let you use the same task create module. If you want to call from a what all script we covered. For that matter workflow action script or mass update script. So from any script you can call this particular schedule script or any schedule script from using this particular API task create. Okay, now I think, one last thing which I remember. We saw calling port from portlet to client script. Right when we were talking about portlets, we saw that there's an option to call client script from portlet also now, in that instead of form.client script module path you have that portlet.api same client script module path. Right, you give the path, and then you use it there when you add a button. So and I think if I open any existing portlets grab thread, so we use this portlet.add line. Similarly, we have portlet.add button. So inside, we're in that portlet.add button. You can call that function. That's where you call the client script function. Now this is the example we covered as part of Suite Lead activity. So we have created the sample email form where we had this recipient message. And then there was a submit button and add button. We added a clear button. Now inside this, what will I do? Here we have the form created. So form.line worked. CL button click. So I will use this file. Okay, now we have created, or set that client script module path here, which is the suites under suite script. We have this script which we are going to trigger, and now we have created a function here in this client script, which I am going to call name. That will be a function. Okay, now what will happen? We have enabled a clear button. On click of clear button, we this suite, will call this on click function of client. Now on click function of client script. What we'll do? We have you understand the client script thing, right? So we have this current record.get, so we'll get all the values. Then inside function we'll set the field, we'll set the values for all of these. So what was the ID? First thing we have is subject form. Add field starts from here. Write subject recipient. Message. 3 things right. So I'll say subject will be blank. Similar to subject. What is the second field? We have recipient. And third field we have is message. Okay, now this is what we are doing. We are setting the subject recipient and message field value that's blank, and then that's the definition. Okay, now let's go to our NetSuite instance. Yeah, we have scripts here, and then we'll go to Documents, Files and Suite. Sorry, Document Files, Suite Scripts. Here we are working on Suite Late. What was the name? Asked you send me no, send email this one. Control of ASP. You? So okay, there is no document, so it is not added here. Great. So I'll upload that particular file. Okay, button click with this. Now I'll go to this script. I'll change our script definition. And save. We'll go to this deployment here. This is our Suite Late page. ABCXYZ. OK, please enter the valid email address. XYZ, enter an AppCom. This is our test email. And now, if I click on Clear, if I saw yes, so as soon as I clicked on Clear, our client script triggered. And it has updated the values at blank. OK. Because if you look at the script again here, after we created the form create form, we have set the client script module path here. And then when we are creating a button, so we added a button called clear. Label is clear, ID is clear, and then we call this function, which is the client script function. We have given the function name here. OK, now what will happen? As soon as you click on this button, this function will be triggered. It comes to this particular client script. Now, inside this client script, what we are doing, we would get this current record, which is nothing but this form. When we are setting the field values. So these three field values, your subject, email, and message. These three field values, I'm setting it to blank. And that's it. OK. Yeah, I think, with respect to linkage, this is this is all is there.
And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.